Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and for today I would like to talk about one deck that is, for me personally, really fun to play with. Yes, as you can see, the name of the deck is, and this deck is like this. Yes, technically this deck is like I combining the Blau deck with the Azure Dragon. Yes, I'm using both the Stern Blaukluger and also the Blue Dragon, and that's why the name of the deck is the Blue Dragon, because technically most of the unit here color blue. And as for triggers, I have 4 heal triggers, and also I have 8 draw triggers and 1 critical trigger. So why do I bring 1 critical triggers? It's like the surprise attack for my opponent. So usually in the Blau deck, people won't bring any critical trigger, but as for this, they will be surprised whenever they see a critical trigger checks. And not to mention, in the idea of this deck is to keep restanding my unit. So let's say if I manage to restand my Stern Blaukluger, and then when the drive check I just get the critical trigger, it will be a game changer, or it possibly to trigger the nulls, so I can reduce one of my opponent's sentinels. Now let's get down to the deck. First, for the starter, obviously I have the Blaukluger. He's the first of the chain ride of this deck, so whenever I get the Blau Panzer right on top of him, so I can get one of the Blaukluger. And then afterward I have 4 sentinels, twin blader. Yes, that's very important, no need explanation. And I have 2 death army guy. This guy is pretty good because when he stand on the rest situation and then I drive check a grade 3, I can stand him. And then I have 3 toolkit boy. This boy is the one of the winning ticket in this deck, because when the attack of the Vanguard that this unit boosted hits a Vanguard, I can counter charge 1 my damage. So technically, with the combination with the Stern Blaukluger, I can make like infinite loop of the counter charge. And then I bring 4 Blau Panzer because he's the second of the chain ride of this unit, and his effect is pretty simple. So if Blaukluger is in the soul, he will get 2000 additional attack point. And also, when I put this on the rear guard, I can discard 1 grade 3 from my hand to get the Stern Blaukluger to my hand. That's pretty good. Yeah, so he's technically the searcher for the grade 3, and that's for my grade 1. And for grade 2, I have 3 Brutal Jack in here, even though I need to pay 1 counter blast so he can attack, but 11k base attack power is like a huge beater. He is a beast of this deck. Not to mention, if I manage to restand him, I can do the second attack using the 11k base attack power. Wait, did I say when I capable to stand him, but I don't bring any stand trigger here? Well, I will explain it later. That's also the idea of this deck actually. And also I have 4 Death Army Lady. Death Army Lady is pretty much has a pretty much similar skill with Death Army guy. So whenever I drive check grade 3, I can restand her, and she can attack. Imagine if I put the lady and also the guy in the same column, and I got the trigger, both of them can make additional attack point. And I have 3 Magician Kirara. Her effect is pretty simple, so just whenever she hits any unit, so not necessarily hits the Vanguard, I can counter blast 2 and draw a card. Remember, having a strong hand, having a lot of hands is pretty beneficial in this deck. And then lastly, I have 3 Blaukluger. So why just 3? Even though he's the third level of the chain ride of this deck, but I think he's simply just vanilla in the rear guard, and not to mention I can just simply search him using the Blaukluger skill. So yeah, I think I just bring 3, because if I bring 4, he's just vanilla, 9k vanilla in the rear guard circle, and that's good actually. But if he's standing in the Vanguard circle, that's gonna be the different story, because if the Blau Panzer is installed, his attack will be 10k. That's very good. And when this attack hits a Vanguard, I can countercharge 1. So he's very good in the Vanguard circle, but he's not that good in the rear guard circle, and that's why I just bring 3 of him. Now, for the grade 3, this is the bosses of this deck. First, I have Azure Kaiser. He is the critical trigger of this deck, and I only bring 1 of him as the contingency unit to be Vanguard. And his skill is pretty simple but very deadly. So whenever I drive check grade 3, I can stand 1 of my rear guard. So imagine if I have this army lady, which is already, let's say, already attacked, and also have the brutal jack, which is also already attacked, and I have Azure Kaiser. Whenever he drive check grade 3, so the lady will automatically stand because of her own skill. But with Azure Kaiser, I can stand jack. So technically I can attack 2 more times in the same battle phase. That's beast. Now I have 4 Master Hercules. So Master Hercules here is the heal trigger, even though I have problem with him because he eventually jump to my hand rather than stay in my deck. That's pretty common happen in every single game that I play. If you have any kind of a suggestion, like do I need to keep him in the deck or no, please let me know in the comment section. I mean, like, if you have the contingency unit to replace him, please let me know. But for the time being, his skill is quite synergy with this deck, because whenever I place him, whether in Vanguard circle or rear guard circle, I can I can counter charge 1 damage. But yeah, that's it. And then I have 4 Stone Blaukluger. He is the top priority of the Vanguard in this deck. So his skill is, if I have the Blaukluger in the soul, his attack will be 11k base. And then this is the excellent words, the second one. So when his attack hits the Vanguard, I can counter blast 2 and discard 2 units out of my hands and stand him along with the same unit in his column. So let's say I can have him attack the Vanguard, it hits, I can stand him, and also let's say I have the toolkit boy behind me, so I can withstand him and also toolkit boy at the same time, and also I can draw 1 card. So as the compensation of discarding 2 cards from my hand, I can add 1. But this guy will lose the twin drive. The word loses the twin drive here doesn't mean he unable to drive check. It means he only will drive check 1 card. Many people get confused in here because they they seen the skill like Dragonic Overlord. After he activating the skill, he will lose the skill. He will lose the trigger because it specifically say it will -2 drive trigger. Meanwhile, as for him, you only lose the twin drive. So technically, you still do drive check, but only 1, and that's still deadly. And I put the Beast DT Azure Dragon in here as the contingency Vanguard. Why? Because sometimes I'm having the situation in which my opponent just sit at the 4 damage, and I need to do repeatedly attack, but I only have like 1 PG in my hand and 1 Azure Dragon in my hand and 2 Azure Dragon in my hand. Obviously, I cannot use my Stone Blaukluger skill because it requires a lot of preparation. So instead, I will ride this guy, the Azure Dragon, and I will attack, like boom boom boom, swipe the attack, and then after his attack hits the Vanguard, I can do a Persona Blast. So for those who are not familiar with Persona Blast, so I can discard the exactly same card as him. So I discard one more Azure Dragon from my hand, then I can stand 2 of my rear guard. So this is the situation in which I said I could stand my Brutal Jack even though I don't bring any stand trigger. So let's say if the favorite situation is Brutal Jack, and also Death on Milady will be standing in the front row. So whenever I use my Azure Dragon and I have the Persona Blast, I definitely will stand this guy. Not to mention, if I get the drive check as the bonus, this lady will standing as well. So technically I can do like 4 until 5 times attack in one battle phase. So guys, that's the idea of this deck. Yes, exactly. The idea is to keep restanding my unit and do the repeatedly attack. However, this deck has a massive drawback. First of all, there's no retiring unit in this deck. So having a problem against like MLB or Dote or even Perfect Riser, this guy will be overwhelmed by them because they don't have any retiring unit. And after that, the second drawback is Stun Blaukluger requires a lot of cost to activate his skill, and therefore if you manage to activate his skill like 2 or 3 times in your turn but you cannot finish your enemy, they can do the counter attack easier for you because you lack of the preparation. Because yes, you just keep throwing 2 cards out of your hand, even though you get 1 in return, but 1 is not always enough. Because in some situation you like throwing 2 grade 3 unit and then you draw 1 grade 3 unit. Yeah, that's very bad situation. Yeah, but again, I'm not saying this deck is competitive, is pretty competitive in this current meta. Even some YouTubers also say that this deck stand in the tier 2 or tier 3. But try this deck because this deck is really fun to play with. Yeah, that's the idea. I play this deck because it's really fun. Sometimes I just do the PP farming. Yeah, so I mean like I do the rank without considering if I win or lose. If I win or lose, I will use this deck. Yeah, because it's very fun to play with. Okay, so that's all about the deck. What do you think about this deck? If you have any thought about this, please let me know in the comment section because that's very beneficial, especially about the Muscle Hercules. Do you have any contingency suggestion for me about him? Well, so that's about the deck. After this, let's see the gameplay. Thank you. Well, so for the first game, I'll be playing again Dark Irregular. So let's hope this is not a VP format. Actually, my hand is quite good in here, but this one's better. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So as you can see, the Muscle Hercules keep jumping to my hand, and that's pretty bad because I treat him as the heal trigger, in which he has to stay in the deck rather than jump to my hand. And that's why I keep asking people like which unit I should bring to replace him, because I only have 1 Ashura Kaiser. And anyway, the chain raid has just started. Yes, nice. Oh, that's 1 PG down. Oh, good. We get the Death on Me guy. As I mentioned in the deck section, the Death on Me guy is like one of the winning ticket of this deck. And whenever I play, I would prefer to just do 1 damage in every turn, or even deny the damage if I'm against the MLB or the Dote. but because if I put too many units in the early game, and then my opponent will play against them and they will retire them, and during the end game I don't have any unit to play with, and that's why I decided to keep using one unit, just dealing one damage in every turn at the early game, so that I can do the massive attack and launch an all-out attack whenever I already have the great tree. Yeah, as you can see, I'm sitting at the 3 damage and my opponent just sitting at 1 damage. Oh, that's the blue dragon. But at this point, I think it will be wiser to have the Blau. Let's see. This unit is pretty cool, you know, just reminds me of Gundam. Yes, the Mecha Gundam is pretty similar. And here's this deal, even though you don't ride the blue dragon, the Azure dragon, you can still call him in the rear guard as the 11k beater. I mean, like 11k beat still a pretty strong number. Okay. Oh, he just got the heal trigger. Anyway, is there any of you who plays Dark Regular? I mean, like, can you tell me in the column section what sort of Dark Irregular deck that you played? Because I really never played this deck before and I'm really not familiar with this deck, but from how I see, this deck actually is pretty strong because, yeah, this deck has like the retire, like even though like this king, it's technically the ultimate break. Whenever he sits at 5 damage, you get additional 10,000 tech point and plus 1 critical. It's like the ultimate break. Like the LB era just came earlier. Okay, 2 against 4. We still okay here. Okay. Luckily, he doesn't have any trigger, any critical trigger, and that's our second blue dragon, Azure dragon. And now it's time for the counter attack. Okay, the Magician Girl squad just arrived to the scene, and then yeah, another 11k that we needed. Anyway, this playstyle is pretty risky because I only have 1 interceptor and the fact that I'm sitting at 5 damage. But let's try to get the heal triggers and or even the second PG. Okay, that's no PG there. Let's try to get the second trigger. The second... Yep, we got heal trigger there. Very good. Very lucky anyway. See, that's what happened to the Dasani guy. Oh, even we get the draw trigger as well. Nice. I think this is the time. Is it trigger? Nope. Oh, good. Then we can stand our Blau, our stun Blaukluger. Okay, we discard this too. And stand Galactica. Okay. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. So whenever we got one draw, need to draw 1 card, it usually triggered. See? Had the Stone Blaukluger and that Magician Kirala had... okay. But, okay, he got the heal trigger but it doesn't work. Okay, but had this trigger and the Kirara, they swap the position, it would be much better. Had I get the toolkit boy and put it behind my stun Blaukluger, technically I will be able to do the second attack. I mean, like I can withstand the stun Blaukluger for the second time. That Dorin at the back row is very deadly in my opinion. Because whenever he soul charges the unit, he will get the additional attack point, and in that regular deck, soul charging is not very difficult to do because that's like the main concept of that deck. Okay, the Vanguard attacks the rear guard. Okay. No, okay, but we can definitely defend ourselves against this attack. Oh, so he decided to attack the rear guard. That's interesting. So his idea, he's trying to reduce my army to attack. That's what I'm talking about. Now I got Death Army Lady. My winning pieces just keep evolving. And probably I will put this. Yeah. This is the situation in which I need to defend myself in the next turn. Okay, the lady boosted by the guy attack first. And then let's attack the Vanguard. No. No. Okay, quite unlucky. But we need to get rid. Okay, he got the trigger. But we need to get rid the rear guard in this situation. So I will stand. I will restand the stun Blaukluger to get rid of the rear guard. Otherwise, that's 11k base attack and boosted by Dorin. It can be the problem in the next turn. So I will get rid of him. And nice! I just got the heal trigger. Put it on the lady and lady stand, followed by the guy. This is what I was talking about. And that's exactly 20k column. So is it? Yeah, he got the PG. So sorry about that. Yeah, but that's like the kind of winning image that I have in my mind. So even though my stun Blaukluger attack will fail, but as long as he got trigger, I can do additional attack point using the combo of lady and the guy. And the rear guard. Okay. Gwyn Reaper. See, this is why I was talking. This is why I said Dark Irregular actually is pretty complete as a deck because he got the pusher, he got the extra critical, he like Death Anchor, and also he got the retiring unit like the Gwyn Reaper. But I haven't seen this deck lately. I really don't know what happened. So if there's any of you who play this deck, please let me know why this deck is not that is not that popular. Because I think this deck is pretty complete. It feels like the Shadow Paladin, but in different taste. Okay, we will try to seal the deal in this turn. And this is exactly the winning image that I was talking about. So I have Jack, take down Gwyn Reaper, and then I have the lady, and also the guy. Okay, the lady will try to attack. Oh, I thought that was a PG, so there's no PG. So yes, we close this game and win it with the blue dragon, the first one. That's the first winning for the blue dragon. Pretty good. And let's see what can we get next out of this game. Okay, the second game I'll be play against Ren, so obviously this is gonna be playing against Shadow Paladin. So okay, see, I keep getting the muscle, that Hercules muscle, the muscle Hercules to my hand. I don't know what's wrong with you, bro. You're supposed to sitting in the deck as a stand trigger, not goes to the hand. I'm so sorry, guys. This is just like frustrating me. Okay, but nevertheless, okay, I got the toolkit boy. So yeah, the another of winning ticket. for this deck. Let's start with the first damage. Okay, I got the draw trigger. Nice. Okay, he also get the trigger, but the good thing is that's a PBO. So when you play against the Shadow Paladin, you need to make sure about the PBO and also the PBD, because they will need the PBO. PBO will need another PBO to activate his skill, and also PBOs will need PBD as the soul. So as long as you can reduce the number of those cards in the deck, you will be able to manage the play. But yeah. Okay, I'll be taking 2 damage this turn, I believe. No triggers, but still. No triggers for me, but still I will be taking the second damage as well. 20k, that's a huge number in the early game. Anyway, I'm still using the same... Bro, what are you doing there, bro? See, I just drew the second Muscle Hercules. Oh my god. Anyway, I need to... Anyway, when I play any kind of deck, I will try my best to not calling any unit in the early game, unless my opponent do it in the first time. So I need to get rid the interceptor. The idea, if you call your unit first, your opponent just simply need to get rid of him, and that's why you don't do it and let your opponent do it, and then you just need to get rid of the units, and by doing that they will keep reducing their hand every single turn to retiring yours. So technically you will keep, as long as you can manage your resource, you will be one step ahead against your opponent. I know that sounds pretty complicated, but I wish you get the idea, because that's very important. He just got the double triggers, and those are PBO. So he only have one PBO left. So even though in the next turn he will ride the PBO, so we can say bye bye to the skill. And the good thing, I just got the low trigger as well. But still the Lancer attack will go through. It's 27k, that's like enormous attack. Okay, that's the second draw trigger. Well, I almost of my hand is already reached the limit. Nice, we got the lady and we got the guy as well. Now it's time to... But the bad thing, I just have two. Put you in here. Okay, we need the booster, and then toolkit boy, and then... Okay, you will be enough to take down. And then Kirara will go attack the Lancer. Okay, with Kirara's skill. Okay, now first, second. Okay, no trigger. How about you? Okay, he doesn't get in trigger, so we can still do the second attack. Let's get rid this Master Hercules. They just make me frustrated. Okay, we got into the PG. Very good. We got 2 PG, and that's the toolkit boy skill. So as I can see, I can counter charge. I just pay half. Nice, we got draw trigger. 5k additional attack point. And how about you? Okay, 1 PG down, so we still 1 step ahead, and let's do 1 more attack. Discarding this too. this turn and also get one. And toolkit boy skill, yes, I just pay half of the cost. Now let's do one more time. Even better, we got the heal trigger there. And how about you? Oh yeah, he got triggered and sitting at 5 damage. But the idea, I think I don't have the unit that I can discard to activate his skill, because 2 PGs and also 2 grade 2, which are my winning tickets. So I will just end this turn. Actually, the previous turn was very good, because if you pay attention carefully, actually I just trade bunch of grade 3 in my hands with 2 of my winning tickets. That's what I mean. Like, it's not guaranteed will happen if every time you use the skill, but previous turn was very good. Oh, he take down the killer, huh? I thought he gonna take down my toolkit boy. So by doing that, I believe he will do the massive attack this time. Oh, matchup. Haven't seen her for a while. Anyway, I said that because I used to play using the Dark Dictator deck, which is the Shadow Paladin but with lower budget. If you haven't seen that video, you can click it here. I will put it in the link as well. Okay, we got the Azure Dragon. Oh, that's my critical trigger right there. Okay, he got the heal trigger. That's gonna be extra work for me, because during the previous turn I was expecting like, okay, he's sitting at 5 damage, so next turn I just need like doing consecutive attack and assume I can attack 4 times in a row, and it will be enough to give him pressure and probably win the game. But with these circumstances, it will be harder for me. Okay, let's get Jack to the field. What should I do now? Okay, let's stick to the plan. And I call the lady. Okay, first let's get rid of the interceptor with the lady and the guy, and I hope we will get the trigger and Jack as well. Okay, now it's the show time. First, second. Okay, no trigger there. It's unfortunate. How about you? Do you get the trigger? Yes, he does. That's the last PBO in his deck. 20k. It's really, well, that's pretty hard to attack. But let's say if he still got lucky. Man, seriously? We just draw the trigger that we need? Had the Hercules and the Jack swap their position, we could win this turn. This is so frustrating for me. I mean, like, I don't know about the algorithm, but this Master Hercules just keep jumping to my hand. And even worse, he keep jumping in the wrong situation. So I'm pretty much roasted in this game. Okay, Dark Dictator there and one Masquerade. So I think this is gonna be the end for me, because I only have 1 PG and all my heal just already been shown. Okay, no more defense. So guys, I think that's gonna be all. Yes, he got the heal trigger, yeah, to make the matter even worse. What, do you get draw now? Okay, but then guys, thank you very much for watching. As I mentioned before, this deck is not that as competitive as the other deck, but it's really fun to play with. So I think that's gonna be all for me. Thank you very much. And again, if you have any suggestion for my Master Hercules, please let me know. And don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you like it. Thank you very much.